All right, we're recording.
Good morning, I'm Amanda.
And I'm Peggy.
And you are watching the Junction Fiber Mill Millcast.
Millcast, yeah. Wow, summer has really moved along here.
Yeah, I know. I can't believe August is right around the corner.
Yeah.
Although I am very grateful that the weather has finally started to cool down a little bit. I mean, it's going to get hot again. We know it's only July, but boy, we were struggling.
Although Todd and I were talking about it, and we thought, you know what, it is maybe that July is the hottest and things start to cool down in August.
I know. We can, through the end of September, definitely get into the 90s still. So I'm sure we'll see some heat, but hopefully the sustained, multiple weeks in a row of not dipping below 80 is over.
But focusing yesterday was gorgeous.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. We both had such fun weekends.
Yeah,
I'll start. We went to a wedding of one of my college roommates in the Adirondacks at Saranac Lake. And it was phenomenal. Everything went basically as well as it could go. I'm still exhausted because on top of bringing 2 children and staying out late and partying with my old college friends, it's a lot.
Recovery takes a little bit. Yeah,
totally. But we rented a little cabin right on Saranac Lake, and we got to go out on the canoe with the kiddos. We got some little life vests for them. It was adorable. The wedding was beautiful. It was at the Paul Smith's VIC, I forget what it stands for, but it was like a nature center.
Okay.
So it was all very like nature, kid friendly, lots of little hiking trails around. And, the ceremony was absolutely beautiful. Speeches were beautiful. I cried a little. I never cry at weddings, and I was like crying a little bit.
That's because you have kids now, and you start seeing the circle of life kind of stuff.
Yeah, but then we stayed up late, and then yesterday we took a little ferry to this beautiful old camp in the Adirondacks and did a brunch there with the kids, and then we went home over the bridge. We've never done this. We took the ferry from New York State to Vermont.
Where does it come into Vermont?
Grand Isle. That's the island in Lake Champlain.
Yeah.
And then you take a bridge back to the mainland, Vermont. But it was really cool. And I was like, this is going to be a total pain in the butt to figure out the timetables and expensive. But it wasn't. It was $17 because the kids were both free because they were under 6. And you just drive right on. It takes about 12 minutes and then you're across the lake. It was super fun. So just a great weekend. And the weather.
And the lake you're crossing is?
Lake Champlain.
Lake Champlain, just in case you know.
Apparently, it's a near Great Lake. It was considered, but
interesting.
Not in yet. So, but it feels it. It's a beautiful lake. And on the way there, we ended up going through Middlebury, Vermont.
Oh yeah.
Crossing over to New York on the bridge there, and oh my gosh, so beautiful. It feels like you're almost like out west because it actually gets flat for a bit, and you see I guess it's the Green Mountains to the other side, like looking back towards our area.
Yeah.
So gorgeous. So we just had a great drive there.
Vermont is a gorgeous state.
It made me feel like, why do we leave? Like, we should just, if we're going to travel, just pick all these places in the state. I realize how often I just get stuck in my Upper Valley bubble, which I love. But
well, speaking of beautiful,
yes, what did you?
I experimented as well. Well, we rented an e-bike. We did something. It's called the Vermont Bike and Brew. So they've got sort of 3 different tours you can sign up for. There might be a 4th one, and it starts at a brewery and or ends at a brewery. And we started at the Norwich Inn because they have a brewery with the inn.
Jasper Murdoch's Ale House.
Exactly. And so we got our e-bikes. It was Todd and my sister Eileen and I, and we signed up for a 26-mile self-guided tour, and it worked really brilliantly. I just had the phone on the handlebar, and it just said, in a quarter of a mile, you're going to turn left. And it was taking us down these dirt roads, and it was the most bucolic. The air was dry.
Oh my gosh.
Green as all get out. And we just did this exploring.
Felt like you were on vacation in your own home.
And you just kept looking, going, oh my gosh, look at this. Now we're biking along a little stream. Now it's open fields, and someone's over here haying, and then and up and down. And the e-bikes, man, if you've never been on an e-bike, they're brilliant.
That's what I've been saying since last year.
Eileen was like going, I could do the Tour de France. I said, well, yeah. Anyway, we had a marvelous time. It was really great. Yeah, it was just great.
Well, this is an excellent segue that we didn't even plan.
Yeah. So
speaking of the Norwich Inn and how beautiful it is.
Drum roll. We did not, as you guys know, we did not do a retreat this year because you were having a baby. Kind of don't know what life is like with 2 kids.
Very relieved. Yeah.
Yeah. So we are going to do a retreat next year.
Bigger and better than
Bigger
ever.
than better. Yeah, we are taking over the entire Norwich Inn. And it is a charming Victorian building. It was built as an inn in downtown Norwich. And it's adorable. I don't know what else to put it.
It's a real old fashioned Vermont country inn,
With all the amenities.
Full service,
obviously AC and all the things.
And a brewery, you said.
Right.
But the building's been there since the late 1800s, and the Norwich Inn itself has been there since like the 1700s.
Right.
And it's super cozy, and it's going to be a weekend of fiber, farms, and food.
Right. The inn will be our anchoring place for this retreat. But we're going to have we're going to visit my farm, which we've done in the past. I think people have really enjoyed. Our farm is in a really crazy, beautiful setting. 270-degree views of quintessential Vermont, and our Corriedale flock will be there. The lambs will be good sized.
Yeah. Should we say when it is? That seems like the most important part of this.
Next year it'll be June 18th.
Sorry, it's July.
July 18th through the 20th. So arrive on a Friday, depart on a Sunday.
Yep.
So visit the farm. We'd also will include a visit to the mill and do a really thoughtful, in-depth tour about the equipment, how we're actually making all the yarn that we're making and dyeing.
And there'll be a little opportunity to shop the shop, of
little,
course.
Little shopping.
And, this is really our most in-depth tour. We'll probably take about an hour to actually go through all of it.
Yeah, and let you feel the different fibers. Yeah, exactly.
And all that.
And then this time we're going to have 3 different classes. You'll be able to take one. You'll pick one of 3 different classes, and the areas are felting, knitting, and dyeing. And the instructors are the best in each of those categories. So think about how you might enjoy that. And then I think the highlight is that we're going to have dinner at Cloudland Farms again. This is a phenomenal restaurant. That the building was built to be a restaurant in the middle of a 1,000-acre farm in Pomfret, Vermont. It's just incredible.
It looks like something it looks like the Shire in the Hobbits area. You're driving through these back roads, which are so beautiful that they actually close them down during leaf peeping season, fall, aka fall. Because the tourists jam them up. Like, you wouldn't believe it, because they're in the middle of absolute nowhere. But it is like so phenomenally beautiful. They're famous, these roads. So we're going to drive these gorgeous roads, end up at this beautiful timber framed restaurant.
We will have the whole restaurant to ourselves.
And it's a 3-course gourmet. They call it sort of table on farm, but it's a farm to table meal. All of the stuff in the meal is sort of featuring local or even grown on the farm foods. And it is just a great time. We did that with the retreats last year. And for me, that was such a highlight.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So if you want to start thinking ahead for the summer of 2025, come join us. The information's on the website. You put down a deposit, and then you don't have to think about anything until you hear from us, and we'll get it kind of organized.
Yeah, and I want to just walk through a little bit more about because on top of Cloudland Farm, all the food is amazing that weekend, and what's included as well. It's all your accommodation. It's all your meals on the retreat, and then it's this workshop, the 2 tours between the farm and the mill. But for food, we're also going to feature King Arthur Baking Company, which we've talked about before. But that's sort of our little Norwich famous baking center, but they make really good sandwiches and that sort of thing. And if you're hearing things, you're like, I am gluten-free, I can't do whatever. Last time we had a lot of folks with dietary restrictions. All of these places are absolutely able to accommodate you. So think about that. There's an option to do a solo room, so a room to yourself at the Norwich Inn, or you can share a room with 2 beds if you're coming with a friend, or if you want to bring your partner and they're interested in fiber and stuff, you can definitely both share a room there too, but you will need 2 spots. But we'll send out information once you sign up. And if we've been working to build out the website to sort of answer a lot of these questions, but if you have questions that we haven't answered in the couple minutes we've been talking about it now, or not through the website, reach out to us.
Just reach out.
hello@junctionfibermill.com. And
we'd love to see you.
Come to the Upper Valley. It's so beautiful.
We have a maximum capacity of around 45 people. So,
but you're going to be split into small groups for all of so we basically have
all the activities.
What did I call them on the activity stations or something? You got your your
Yeah.
or activity groups. So you'll be in a one group throughout the entire retreat.
But not with the same group, because you could sign up for one thing and then another. You're not necessarily with
I think it's with the same group actually, because
we should talk about that, because
yeah.
I think I could sign up for an activity, and then the second one could be either the farm or...
Oh, okay. Well, we'll figure it out, but you're going to be in a small group either way. So it's not like you're going to be in the mill with 45 other people.
No.
It'll be a group of around 15 folks per group.
But dinner will all be together, and that will be a lot of fun.
Yeah, definitely. And the welcome, we're going to do a little champagne toast
Yeah,
or seltzer
on the
if
welcome
you want,
Friday
on the
evening.
welcome Friday evening. Should be a lot of fun.
And the inn has got a great indoor space, and it has a terrific outdoor patio. That's where we, after our bike, we hung out there. It's and a great front porch with the rocking chairs, the whole thing.
And I know, like, some folks last year, they actually arrived early, which you'd have to coordinate separately with the inn, but you could take a baking class with King Arthur Flour. You could afterwards do this bike tour, bike and brews or whatever. Mm-hmm. And if you need any help or ideas with that to extend your Vermont vacation past the weekend, we can certainly give you some ideas.
Yeah.
And in addition, I want to say it's pretty cool that the Woolly Thistle just opened their yarn shop.
Yeah.
And we've got 2 other local yarn stores.
Yep.
So on Sunday, if you can head out a little bit later after the retreat ends a little before lunch, but you can go and do all these local yarn stores as well here.
Yep.
So just more reasons why you might want to come here.
Come to Vermont.
It's so fun.
Yeah. That's big news for us. We've been working on it, trying to make certain we've got all the moving parts locked in. So
but we had great feedback from folks from the last retreats, and we are doing a similar recipe basically for this retreat. It's just going to be, we want to open it up to more folks. So that we're able to have like the inn and the Cloudland Farms all to ourselves, which will be really fun. But we also don't want to lose the nature of the small groups, which is why we thought, if we just break it into 3 different cohorts, and you've got your workshop, your farm tour, and your mill tour sort of more intimate, and then we have all of us to hang out with at the inn and at Cloudland.
Obviously, bring your knitting. Yeah,
obviously, or your crochet. Or your embroidery. That was one of my FAQs is, do you have to be a knitter? Absolutely not. This is, we are doing some workshops that are sort of like, one of them is going to be knitting, but.
Yep, the felting one is unbelievable. The person that's running it is,
But last time I would say we had folks that were just like sort of interested in Vermont and fiber production, and they didn't knit at all, and they had a great time too. Yeah. So if your partner is like, I'd love to see the mill, but knitting's not for me, and if they want to come, they're totally welcome.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we hope we see you there, and we'll talk more about this. Yeah. I'm sure. But if you want to put it on your calendar now, do so.
July 18th.
Yeah.
So
speaking of the mill,
I have to show. I want to, again, I'm so sorry you can't feel this. We have just spun up.
Oh my gosh.
This is Finn. It's pure Finn. Really lovely. That's what we're just right now. It hasn't been rinsed
it looks
yet.
Like about worsted weight or
so. It hasn't been rinsed yet. I just really ran into the mill and grabbed it because I wanted to show you this. Just gorgeous. We've got a lot going on in the mill, but this is knockout.
Nice. And this is for a custom?
Yep, this is a custom processing order.
Yep.
So can't reveal the name, but it's
Did
yummy.
we end up blending anything with it, or is it 100% Finn?
It's 100% Finn.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So was there any trick to getting it to go through smoothly? Because sometimes we have problems with Finn.
Well, we used this new treatment.
Okay.
That we experimented on mohair. It went through. It's a thing that we just spray on it before it goes into the carder.
Yeah.
And it gives it cohesion, because the big problem with Finn, there's not a lot of crimp, and it can just sort of slide apart.
The confusing thing is it like looks crimpy, but I think if you put it under a microscope, you wouldn't see the scales like you do on some. So it doesn't want to grip, because it is, despite looking crimpy, it's in that, I think, long wool family, which we have a lot of trouble with, because it's like more like human hair almost. It just slides.
Right. So we sprayed it with this cohesive, so it's not glue, but it gives it a little traction. Yeah. And then that'll rinse off and go away.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Well, it looks lovely.
Yeah. Very exciting. So that's that.
Nice. Well, the other thing that's not in the mill, but that is very much going on in association with the mill, is the knit along right now.
Yes. Wow.
So I'm curious to hear how it's going for you. Last time you didn't have a ton to report.
Well, I made some progress, but I'm doing the body, and so it's not much that I can show. I'm on.
Let's see.
For those who are.
Ooh, no, you made progress. You didn't even have like
I had a little bit of purple, so I've got more of the purple going on.
Yep.
I'm doing the cardigan, so there's my cardigan. But mostly what I was doing this weekend was working on the body, which is here. I have finished shape 25.
Okay, which for the cardigan, it's not like you start with 1. You start at like 15 or something like that.
Oh, don't ask me. You and then you go back and you go forward.
Yeah, whereas the pullover, you do start from 1. I forget which shape. Let's see, what am I on? I'm about to start shape 21. So.
Okay.
Here we go.
You're saying you've got that body. Yeah, you've made more progress on the top.
So this is my front of my sweater right now. So I actually am able to hold it up and see how is this going to look. This is going to be right down the middle. Which I'm really excited. It's going to be like a cropped, which is what I was going for. Cropped sweater. But I think it's going to fit great. I'm excited. I wanted it to be not too much ease and cropped.
Yeah.
Cute and cropped, but I'm really digging it. I feel like it's actually knitting up pretty fast. I'm surprised.
It is knitting up fast. And the other thing is that once you get in the groove of how the pattern is written, Ona's just done an amazing job of, okay, then you're going to go to here.
Yeah.
Like, don't overthink it. Just follow the instructions.
Be zen about the whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm really enjoying it. This is the Lindell sweater. I don't even think we said that. It's the Lindell sweater by Ona Walton, and we're doing a knit along now through basically Rhinebeck, October 16th.
Yeah, this is our Rhinebeck sweater, so jump on board.
There's still definitely time. We still have almost 3 months to get into this. But
and we've got some great bundles if you can't decide what colors to do, because it's 2 skeins of making tracks and then our farm fresh solids. And if you're like overwhelmed, like I'm not sure, we've got some great bundles on the site.
Just got a lot of my hair is falling out, guys. It is what it is. It's hair on everything these days.
So I didn't know that. Okay.
Well, it's a postpartum thing. I'm shedding.
You're shedding. All right.
Shedding. Anyways, please do join us for the knit along. Should be very fun.
It's a lot of fun.
But we also have some other finished things to show you that we didn't knit, but our lovely sample knitters knit it for us.
This is so glorious.
This is the Riemu, Riemu shawl. The design is by Suvi Knits, and our brilliant sample knitter Francesca knit it for us. But this is
the sport weight. That's just.
Yes. This is a sport weight, and so it's 2 colors, but we just have the making tracks is dominating over here and the solids dominating over here. But this is our making tracks light zinnia, and making tracks undyed, so same fiber base. So anyways, this takes just over 1 skein each, annoyingly, but. So you would need 4 skeins total, 2 of the zinnia, 2 of the undyed, and we're gonna have bundles available for this as well.
I love the scallop feel.
It's got a kind of a funky point that it comes to, and it's supposed to, if you lay it flat, it's actually this is a swoop and then this is a separate swoop. So there is that little point there, which I think is kind of funny, but I think it's cute.
I think it just gets blocked out, but
the pattern. It's intentional. They want you to build this up, but I think it's very. You could maybe pin it with that point.
Yeah, lovely.
Anyways, so this is the Riemu. We'll have bundles available of this one.
Yeah,
and just another fun thing to do for the summer when
the sport weight is really. I'm blown away how the sport weight is knitting up and feeling.
And I love how you can see the gradient really clearly on this one. Of the making track. So that's that one.
Yeah.
And I wanted to update you all that I've been in a mood of building bundles. So we've now got bundles for the Pines and Needles that we showed off a few weeks ago. Our friend Katie knit this for us. But this is the Pines and Needles by Sweater Freak. And this is another, really fun sport weight shawl.
Right. And this was done with Aurora Borealis, and what we have been spinning to keep things in stock is the Farm Fresh,
the Blue Face Luster blend
in a sport weight.
Yep. And this is, I think this one is knit, is it mosaic or stranded? Do you remember?
I think this is mosaic.
Yeah. So you're just carrying 1 yarn at a time. I'm not sure how to tell by looking, but anyway,
I'm pretty certain that this is mosaic.
Well, check it out. This is the this will be on a bundle on our site, and you can find the link to the pattern and everything there
That's
as
cute.
well. Yeah,
that one's really
super cute. I should have borrowed one of these for the wedding.
Yeah.
Anyways, on the topic of bundles, we also If you've been living under a rock and you
Yeah.
haven't seen this pattern, Andrea Mowry came out with her framed sweater. This is a beautiful sweater. Oh my gosh. But we saw it and we thought, this will look amazing in our
making
yarn.
Yeah, and the making tracks.
Making tracks and farm fresh. Because she calls for some different yarn, I think super wash, but I don't see why you couldn't use woolly wool on this. So
Yeah.
we have put together some bundles if you want to make this beautiful sweater. It sort of uses, like a call to heritage crafts. It's got sort of quilting
quilting
crochet
motif.
look to
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
But it's knit and it should be beautiful. It's got these sort of balloon sleeves and it's cropped. It's very cute, very modern.
Very chic.
I had a lot of fun putting together some colorway ideas because this is 3 colors. Normally our bundles are just 2.
Yeah, because of the cuff and the collar are
exactly.
Yeah.
So check this out.
Check it out.
It's on our site as well.
Yeah. So, lot going on in the mill right now. We're trying to extend our sport weight solid colors, so we're cranking on spinning that, and a lot of other cool things.
Oh yeah, the blue face luster blend.
Right.
Yeah, offering that in more
in 3 different colors in addition to the natural color.
Yeah,
which we'll hopefully be able to show you next week when they're all done.
Yeah,
we'll see. Yeah. If you are still on the fence about coming to Vermont, August 2nd is our next open house. If you want to put that motivation in there. Yeah. 3 to 5. Mm-hmm. And that'll be good. Anything else?
Well, we've got the Vermont Sheep and Wool Festival. We've been reminding folks this is our first fiber festival coming up. So if you want to make a whole weekend out of it. Yeah, that's October 5th and 6th. Mm-hmm. Terrific festival. Yep. And that'll be fun. Yeah, and you'll get to us before Rhinebeck, which is nice because I'm sure our stocks will be a little depleted after that one. But we'll be all right. We'll be all right. We'll keep the mill cranking. And I'll just say as a little preview, we do have some really fun stuff up our sleeves for all of the fiber festivals we've got coming down the pipeline. So we're trying to get organized. Can you believe it? We're in here July saying, "Oh, wait till you see what we're going to show you in October." Yeah. Oh, well, you got to do it. Yeah. Get our act together. Oh, I don't think you updated folks about the 1,000 pounds of wool that it did get picked up and it's on its way too. It did get picked up. I know nothing else. Okay. So we'll keep you posted. Yeah, I know nothing else. I think we're feeling a little calmer about the whole 1,000 pounds of wool this time because it's our second time around. Right, and I know the folks down there and they know us and I just I haven't got confirmation that it arrived. Okay, so fingers crossed. Where else would it go? Who wants 1,000 pounds of? It's actually 1,200 pounds of rambouillet. We'll see. Yeah. All right, folks. Well, happy knitting, happy crocheting, happy felting. We don't want to leave folks out, but join us next week. We will see you then. Bye. Bye.